Hello and welcome to It's Your Business with Mario Toneguzzi on Megapix Media. Joining me today is Joon Chan, who is PwC's Alberta Technology Leader. Thanks for joining us today, Joon.
Hi, Mario. Glad to be here.
Well, years ago, I don't think we could have made this statement about Alberta being a hub of technology innovation, but I think we can today, correct?
Well, I think we're definitely on the path to get there. I think we're seeing lots of really positive activity, across the sector, and I think I think the future is bright.
What kind of areas of technology are we seeing in Alberta, especially growing these days?
It covers the gamut, actually. So, I think some of our highest potential tech companies that we have in the province are doing things in the enterprise software space. You would think it would be energy and agriculture, given kind of the historical background of our economies. But I do think there's lots of other interesting technologies coming out, like biotech, medical devices, the Internet of Things, which is essentially smart devices, connected devices, fintech. I actually think we have a really strong fintech sector with some really promising companies there. So I think it really covers the gamut.
So when we look back on Alberta's history, right? This province was built on oil, but built through the mavericks out there that basically built that oil patch, sort of from that entrepreneurial spirit. Is that entrepreneurial spirit still exist?
I believe so, and I actually think that's kind of like Alberta's secret weapon, is that you have these great entrepreneurs who historically, I think, focused in on the energy sector. But I think a lot of people now are still have that entrepreneurial spirit, but channeling it in the technology sector, right? I actually, when I wrote this LinkedIn article about the tech ecosystem, I actually kind of ran out of space, and I really wanted to talk about just the resiliency of Albertans and Albertan entrepreneurs. And I think back to the floods in 2013, and how everyone banded together. And it was I was thinking about this just the other day, that it was only 2 or 3 weeks out from Stampede, and we actually were able to work together, put our heads down. That spirit got us through to actually, we hosted this, we had the Stampede that year, right? So that's kind of what I think about a lot.
Where do you think that comes from, that entrepreneurial spirit?
It's a great question. I think it's like, I always talk about when I meet people from other places, is that it's like a bit of a humbleness of just wanting to get things done, right? It's just, what, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to brag about it. I'm just going to put my head down, work, and just get it done. And that's something that I see a lot within our organization and when I talk to my clients. So I think that's where it comes from, that spirit.
Okay. Now, obviously, you need that willpower and that those skill sets and determination by individuals, but also need support, right? And what are the multiple levels of government doing to support this industry these days?
Yeah, I think it's changing, but I think there's lots of things happening. So I think some of the recent announcements by the government on the some of the back to work initiatives. So I think about the additional investment that's been put into Alberta Enterprise. So that's on this new innovation grant program that's coming out. Details are coming out any day now. It's supposed to be live in January. So I'm excited to see what that's going to bring. That's the provincial side. I think about the municipal side, and then I think about OSIF in Calgary and what they're doing there. I think about the great work the platform is doing, and then I also think about within the economic development engines, Startup Calgary, Startup Edmonton. They're very active. Just yesterday there was an article, I believe it was on BetaKit, that talked about Mars actually looking at opening an innovation hub and potentially working with the University of Calgary. So I definitely think that all these different levels of government, to me, it seems like at least that they're rowing in the same direction. And I think that's very positive.
And that's what's really needed, isn't it, for these companies, especially the startups?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's great I think it's needed. I think the support is needed. I actually think, when I compare some of the government programs, like it's really getting Alberta on the same plane and same playing field as other provinces, because other provinces have similar programs, right? So if you aren't doing some of those things, you actually are at risk of falling behind.
Okay. Now, speaking of support, another area of support obviously is investment and investors. The companies that look to scale, are they the ones that the more likely to attract venture capital attention?
Yeah, definitely, Mario. I think any company that can show the scalability of the software that they're doing, their business, I think that's probably I would say the second thing that VCs really look for. The first one is the team, right? It's all about the team, and can the team, handle the challenges of building a business? And then the next part is looking at like a product market fit, and then is what they're doing truly scalable on a global level?
Yeah. Okay, great then. Thanks for joining us today, June.
All right. Thank you, Mario. Have a
That,
good one.
you too. That was Joon Chan, who is PwC's Alberta Technology Leader. This has been It's Your Business with Mario Toneguzzi on Megapix Media. Thanks for joining us today.